That silence in the bedroom can be deafening, can't it? You're lying there next to the person you love, but you feel more like roommates than partners. It's a quiet space filled with unspoken questions, frustration, and a loneliness that feels almost too heavy to bear. If you feel that disconnect, you're not just going through a phase. What you're experiencing is a common and fixable psychological pattern. I'm a relationship psychologist, and in this video, we're going to turn down that silence and turn up the understanding. I'll break down the 4 hidden psychological triggers that can lead to a sexless relationship, and, more importantly, we'll walk through how you can start to rebuild that connection. You'll see why it's not really about the sex itself, but about emotional safety and how you can find your way back to each other. The 4 hidden psychological triggers. So, what's really going on when intimacy fades? It's almost never one single thing, but a mix of deeper psychological factors. Let's break down the 4 most common ones. First up is trigger number 1, the erosion of self-worth. When intimacy disappears, it's like looking into a distorted mirror. The partner who wants more sex feels rejected and starts to see an unwanted version of themselves, kicking off a spiral of negative self-talk. You might start thinking, "Am I not attractive anymore?" That distorted self-image makes initiating feel impossible, creating a painful cycle. On the flip side, the partner with lower desire can feel pressured or guilty, seeing a reflection of themselves as somehow broken, which just pushes them further away. In the end, both partners feel isolated and insecure. This leads us right to trigger number 2, the communication breakdown. Couples in sexless relationships often stop having the hard conversations. Your relationship starts to feel less like a partnership of the heart and more like a business transaction, where you only talk about logistics, bills, chores, and the kids. You both start to pull away emotionally. Think of emotional safety as the foundation of a house. When you stop sharing your true feelings, it's like pulling out bricks one by one. Eventually, that foundation crumbles, and it can no longer support the weight of physical intimacy. Now, before we get to our 3rd trigger, if any of this is hitting home for you, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. My goal here is to give you real tools to build stronger, healthier relationships, and subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss out. Triggers 3 and 4. All right, let's talk about trigger number 3, the weight of the world. Sometimes, the reason intimacy has stopped has less to do with the relationship and more to do with outside pressure. Think of your personal energy like a phone battery. Mental health struggles like depression, anxiety, and chronic stress can completely drain it. When you're struggling just to get through the day on 1% battery, your mind puts you in low power mode. Intimacy can feel like a luxury app you just don't have the power to open. Financial worries, demanding jobs, and the exhaustion of parenting also drain your reserves, leaving no room for desire. Finally, we have trigger number 4, the echoes of the past. For some, the walls go up because of old wounds. Unresolved trauma is like a faulty smoke alarm in the house of your relationship. The body remembers, and even a hint of vulnerability can feel dangerous, setting off blaring alarms that tell you to run for safety. But even without major trauma, past resentments can act like stones in your pockets. If there have been betrayals or a long pattern of emotional neglect, those stones get heavier over time, making it impossible to move toward each other with the lightness and trust that true intimacy requires. So you have the erosion of self-worth, a breakdown in communication, the weight of outside stress, and the echoes of past hurts. Just recognizing these triggers in your own relationship is the first and most important step. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about understanding the deep emotional dynamics that are really at play. The path back to intimacy isn't about just trying to have more sex. It's about rebuilding the emotional safety and connection that allows physical intimacy to be a natural expression of your love. It starts with finding the courage to have a gentle, honest conversation, not about the lack of sex, but about the feeling of disconnection itself. There is so much hope. A relationship can absolutely survive this and even become stronger, but it takes both of you being willing to turn towards each other instead of away. Thanks for watching.